approve the drainage plan. Item C, county fire request compliance with service drive code. Item D, county public works clarification on access to which lots. And connection to adjacent subdivisions. Item E, planning. Just a setback requirement for plat line and some drafting revisions. Item G, GIS, they will need to approve the street name. Item G, county surveying, no comment at this time. Item E, plat is H, Evergy. Plat is not served by Evergy. And item A, Sedgwick County Electric Co-op has reviewed the plat and request additional easements, and those have been sent to the agent and have been put on a revised plat that has been forwarded. So with that, I will stand for questions.
Yes, Scott?
If I could, sir. Greg, you mentioned that you just received word from Public Works that the stormwater plan was approved. When did you receive that?
I didn't put a date on there. I can go back and look, but I believe it was last week.
Okay, last week.
Yeah,
Do you know when? That's fine. Then that takes care of it.
Yeah, I just put in my notes. It's approved.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't getting a stormwater plan that was submitted at the last minute. So it sounds like they had gotten that in with enough time.
Right. Yeah. Yep. The drainage plan was submitted at the time the plat came through.
Great. Thank you.
Yep.
Yes.
I can clarify, that was sent by email last night by Scott Lindeback, and I was copied on it, so I can verify that email indicating approval was sent last night at around 6 p.m.
Okay.
Sounds like we've got some more stuff to look into later on at the staff level. So.
Okay. I'm going to ask staff, are you approving of this waiver? Or are you just pointing it out that it's up to us?
For staff, in terms of would we recommend approving the waiver? In this case, Greg, I guess I have a few questions about this.
Okay.
Where would this waiver apply? Where would a stub normally be required?
It would be required to any adjacent unplatted property, so that would be to the north, west, and what did I say? North, south, and west.
So in general, unless there's a water body or some other feature that in some way makes it highly improbable or very expensive to provide that connection, in general, the planning department recommends providing those connections to provide for future network connectivity within an area. Because if you don't do that, then all your traffic gets funneled out onto the arterials. Now, with that said, that's a planning department approach. There are other members here who work in public works and other utilities who may have a different perspective on that, but that's the planning department perspective.
Yeah, Daniel Schrain with Sedgwick County Public Works. Couple of things. First, I'd recommend we hear from the agent on this. The property that it is connecting to is, I believe, owned by the same developer, correct? I think so. I think one of the reasons why we're looking at this connection is because that property has no other point of access other than through this cul-de-sac and through the service drive that is going to it. But with there already being lots there, it will limit the number of lots that can eventually be split into in the future development of that parcel to the west. So I think there's a couple of layers there. One, we have the owner being the same as the developer, but two, that parcel will be limited into how many parcels it can later be subdivided or split into, whether it's that owner or that owner sells to someone else.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? All right, seeing none, we will call on the agent to come forward. Please state your name and address, and you'll have 10 minutes.
Bill Fox, Garber Surveying Service, 544 West Douglas, Wichita, 67203, agent for the applicant. I can tell you the unplatted tracts to the west have been sold, so I don't believe the applicant still owns those, and that's why we have provided the access easements from the cul-de-sac to serve that property to the west so that they do have access. There is an access easement from the cul-de-sac. There's a second access easement along the south side of the plat to serve those. And the drainage plan has been approved. And that's all I have for you unless you have some questions.
Okay, so you're okay with the rest of the staff comments?
Yes, we are. We're okay with the staff comments.
Okay, any questions for the agent? Seeing none, thank you.
One question.
Oh,
Hey,
sorry.
Bill.
Come back.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I was having a side conversation.
Okay.
Were you in agreement with the stub street being extended to the lot to the west? I'm sure you addressed it. I was just having a conversation.
Yeah, I think we're okay with that being extended. Yeah.
It's Rob Timmons with County Fire. The access point to the south is not part of the plat. Is that going to be a service drive as well, or is that going to be a road?
It's a joint access easement along the south. So, yes, that is a service drive.
Because my concern with that is there's already going to be 2 residential lots off of that if it's a service drive, which will limit the west property to just 1 dwelling. They're fed from the north.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Anyone from the public like to speak on this? All right, seeing none, I'll bring it back to the mission. Yes, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, I'm curious now, do we need to have the waiver since they've agreed to the accesses?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but they're extending a stub in one direction and the waiver identified multiple directions. So they're not providing a stub in every direction, but just one. So possibly the waiver still.
Yeah.
If they're providing a stub on the north cul-de-sac, that is the requirement. The one to the south, on the very south end of the property, is an access easement. So there can't be a stub there to serve that property. So I don't think we need the waiver on that. I would add, just because I want to make sure we're clear on how this looks in the final form, the cul-de-sac can stay, and then we can have a stub street, because I believe it's less than probably 150 foot, which I think is the requirement for a stub street to not have a turnaround in it. But so the cul-de-sac could stay, or it could be put at the end of the cul-de-sac or at the end of the stub street, but there does need to be some kind of turnaround for the fire department in there.
Yes, Scott.
So just to make sure I understand this correctly, the requirement is that if there's an unplatted property in any direction, that you need to provide a stub to provide access to that property, correct? Okay, so people are nodding. So in this case, then, this property abuts unplatted property to the north, to the west, and to the south,
Correct.
correct?
Correct.
Okay. So that's where we would require one stub in each of those directions. In this case, the applicant has indicated that they're amenable to providing a stub to the west from that cul-de-sac in the middle, if I'm correct. Okay, people are nodding. But there's no indication of providing a stub to the north or to the south. And I think, as County Public Works has pointed out, The one to the south is really a little bit interesting because there's a sliver of property that runs on that south side of this one. It's a little bit unique. So in any case, would be a waiver that would be needed for both the north and the south, even if the property owner is willing to put in that stub to the west.
Correct.
I agree.
Yep.
Commissioner Johnson.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move per staff comments and agree to the waiver to the north and the south.
I'll second that. Any additional discussion on that? Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Johnson, a second by Commissioner Zimmelman. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passed 6-0. I believe we're up to the first vacation item.
Sir, there was a revised agenda that was sent out. We had a case that was deferred from Planning Commission to this subdivision committee. Item number 5 is sub 2542, which is the Rafter Estates edition.
I'm sorry, Phil.
Yeah, a revised agenda was sent out on Friday. Sub 2025-42, the Rafter Estates edition, was deferred from Planning Commission to this subdivision body today. So we have one more subdivision item to consider this morning.
Okay, so you tell me I don't have the current one.
If you're using the original that was sent out, no, one was sent out last week, Friday. So if you have your stapled packet, then the agenda has been updated since then. So item number 5 is the last subdivision item, sub 2542, the Rafter Estates edition.
Okay, we'll take a little break here. he doesn't have any hobbies. All of the hobbies. Okay, so this is subdivision 2025-42, one-step final plat for Rafter Estates. It's located at West 21st Street North and 407th Street West. It's in the county. We have heard this one before, correct? So it's back before us for some minor details. So we'll have the staff report.
Morning, Greg Sharon, planning staff, present the Rafter Estates. If you go to the plat, please. Like you had mentioned, this plat was currently reviewed at the last subdivision committee. So it was reviewed and approved. But since that subdivision committee and the plan commission meeting, there were some issues that are worked out with the drainage plan that they decided to include this portion right here as part of the plat. So the original plat that was presented 4 weeks ago at the last subdivision committee consisted of only 2 lots, which was, this area and this area. And so the area right between the floodway reserve and the east line of Lot 2 was not included in the original subdivision plat that was presented at the last subdivision committee meeting. But since then, like I said, they decided to include this portion as part of the subdivision. And so it now became a 3-lot subdivision instead of a 2-lot. So at the Planning Commission meeting, they decided to send this back to this committee for approval just because of the addition of that lot. So if there's any questions,
Okay.
stay for questions.
Any questions for staff? Or any comments from the advisory board?
Robert Timmons, this is County Fire. So with the service drive code, they can only have 3 residences. Am I understanding they're platting the 4th lot now, or am I missing?
No, they're platting 3 total. So this lot right here, Lot 2, and then this whole area from that line all the way down is Lot 3. So,
Thank you for the clarification.
yep.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, we'll have the agent come forward. Yes, sorry.
Was the drainage finally approved?
Yes, sorry, I forgot to mention that. I believe last night it was submitted from Scott and County Stormwater Management stating the drainage plan for Rafter East subdivision is approved subject to the reviewing the final plat tracing to confirm the location of the FREs and the minimum pad table list actual flood elevation that is determined by CED, which CED is the consulting firm that.
Thank you.
Okay, the agent will have 10 minutes. State your name and address, please.
Bill Fox, Garber Surveying Service, 544 West Douglas, Wichita, 67203. And we're in agreement with the staff comments. The change that we did make to include that area of Lot 3, that was done to clarify ownership and maintenance of the floodway reserve. It cleaned it up for how to describe who owns it and who maintains it. But I think that was the only change from what you'd seen before. So with that, I can stand for questions.
All right, any questions for the agent? See none, thank you. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak on this? Okay, see none. I'll make a motion that we accept this per staff comments.
Second.
Yes,
Just
Scott.
a quick staff clarification. It sounds like Public Works Stormwater did have some requirements that had not been met yet with the drainage plan. So I just want to get verbal confirmation that motion also includes that those would be required.
Yes, it does. And the second does too? Okay.
It does.
A motion by Commissioner Zimmelman, a second by Commissioner Klontz. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, that passed 6-0. Okay. Now, under the new agenda, we are on item 6, vacation 2025-33. This is a vacation request in the city to vacate a 30-foot access and utility easement on the property. It's located on South Byron Avenue and West Douglas Avenue. Can we have a staff report, please?
Good morning, Samuel Dietz, presenting planner. Vacation 2025-00033 is a request to vacate an accessing utility easement running east-west along the south property line of Lot 35 in the Westfield Acres addition. The site is addressed as 106 South Byron Avenue, generally located on the east side of South Byron Avenue and 260 feet south of West Douglas Avenue. It's zoned SF5 and is undeveloped. The purpose of the vacation is to allow private utility services to be run through the tract to serve proposed structures to the east. Some modifications have been made to the staff report since it was mailed out. The access easement that is being vacated, a new private access easement is being reinstated in that same area, and grants access to the abutting property to the property to the east, which is being created by a lot split LSP 2025-00014. That will create 2 flag lots on this property. And over the current access easement that is 30 feet wide, those flag lots will each have 15 feet of access. So this new access easement that's being dedicated will cover that area here. There are no public utilities in the vacation area. The Public Works, Fire, and Stormwater do not object. The traffic engineering comment has been removed. Traffic engineering now does not object to the vacation either. Staff did receive public comment that the proposed vacation will deprive access to property to the south. The access easement that has been recorded only provides access to the property to the east, however. Property to the south is not part of the existing or the new access easement. It does have contiguous ownership with properties up to West Douglas Avenue. However, if it were sold separately, it would no longer have access. Franchise utilities have been contacted for comment, and they have no lines or equipment, and therefore no objections. With that, I'll stand for any questions.
Okay, any questions? Yes, Commissioner Williams-Bay.
I didn't quite hear. Did you say the traffic engineers now has no objections to this?
That is correct.
Okay.
Okay, comments from the advisory board? Okay, thank you. Do we have the applicant or agent available? Name and address, 10 minutes.
Kirk Miller, K.E. Miller Engineering, 117 East Louis. I'm the agent. We're fine with staff comments. And as Samuel said, this easement was granted. This property originally went back to here. And there was a lot split done in 2022, which broke this piece off. And they granted this easement to that property at that time. So this property down here never had legal access to Byron Street. It had access up this way to Wood and to Douglas Street. The property owner is the same on all this property. Be glad to answer any questions.
Okay, questions for the agent? Any comments from the advisory board? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Is anyone from the public here to speak about this case?
Yes, please.
Okay, please state your name and address, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Craig Hogue. I am the owner of the property that he just suggested had access. It was one piece of property. The south half of the north half of lot 35 was one piece. It was divided into 2 pieces. And the owner of that property was going to build his son a home, one single-family home. This lot split is brand new. It has been, therefore, in their request, it suggests that in order for this utility access to be approved, they're splitting into two properties, closing Wood Street and the accessibility. And I don't know when traffic changed that. It wasn't changed in the report out here. I'm not totally opposed to it. I have not spoken to the owner. The owner has made no attempt to discuss closure of Wood Street. It's going to take away 3 of my lots that I own. And I'm very nervous. I really am. I'm not good at public speaking. But the new picture that you're looking at here does not show the rest of the property that is shown on the front page of the application. So if you could change it to the other picture. So there's Douglas Street. My house is there, and the 3 lots that I own are there. And the one individual owns that, what was 1 lot, and has not yet become 2. I mean, there's a request for that, and I'm not opposed. I don't think. I haven't spoken to him. So I'd like to defer this. There is no drainage plan. There is no access to the south lot, and that is in violation and was talked about by traffic. It says in this report, the property to the south was not granted access. However, if it's sold separately, it'll no longer have access. And that, I believe, is not correct. I mean, you can't just knock somebody out, can you?
Sir, your time is up.
3 minutes are up.
I can give you 1 more minute if you would like.
I could have brought my wife and she'd have deferred 3 more minutes to me, but she just got home from vacation. This is all happening while we were out of town. We come back last night. Here we are. So I don't know. And when we go on down into this paperwork, I would really like to defer it, have a discussion with the owner. The agent is brand new to me. I've never met the agent. Nobody's ever attempted to get a hold of me other than to say, hey, let us buy your property. What? Single family zoning. This new individual does multiple home complexes.
No.
I'm
going to have to ask you to wrap it up, sir.
Single family.
All right. Thank you for your comments.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Enjoy the weather.
Hold on a second. We have a question from Commissioner Williams Bay.
Sir, could you show us with the mouse where your house and property are located?
Just use the mouse on the, if you
Use
can.
the mouse.
There you go.
Right there. That's my house. That's my lot. That's my lot. That's my lot. This was Wood Street. Is Wood Street has been determined to be, I mean, in order to gain more access to additional building sites, it originally went all the way down to Harpwell, and there was a cul-de-sac down here. When these properties became commercial, rather than single-family residence, Harp was able to remove the cul-de-sac. That didn't take away Wood Street access. So these two are this is my space. And it's been it's been there for hundreds of years. Since 1930, it was platted originally. The lot splits have happened with the intention of moving down. Single family is now requesting two splits, a lot split that will no longer have access at all because of the location of the lot split.
I'm going to have to
Yeah.
cut you off here. Is there any other questions for this speaker? Okay, thank you. The agent will have a couple of minutes to rebut.
Wood Street still exists right here. Stops right there. This lot originally came to the middle of Wood Street. We're not trying to vacate Wood Street. It's still what it is. All we're trying to do is vacate this easement so we can run private utilities back to this area instead of having to run, major water line, that type of thing. It's gonna be two lots back here, single family. He still has access to it back here. He never had legal access to it from here. If you look at the easement that's in the report, it says that this easement is for the benefit of this property. Be glad to answer any questions.
Any questions for the agent? Okay, seeing none, thank you. Bring it back to the commission. Yes.
I got to agree that basically this don't involve the other speaker's property, so I'm going to move to approve for staff comments.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Johnson, a second by Commissioner Dewell. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you.
And what was the motion? I didn't hear the motion, I'm sorry.
Sir, it was
It was to approve the staff report and it passed.
As revised, suggesting that traffic has no suggestions.
No, it was approved as written.
Thank you.
Yes. Our next case is vacation 2025-34. Request in the county of the west 5 feet of the 20-foot drainage and utility easement located on the west side of property zone single family 20. Generally located south 135th Street West and West 31st Street South. Can we have the staff report, please?
Good morning, Samuel Dietz, presenting planner. Vacation 2025-00034 is a request to vacate the west 5 feet of a 20-foot drainage and utility easement running north-south along the west property line of lots 11, 12, 13, and 14 of Block B in the Brush Creek Estates. The site is generally located east of South 135th Street West and 1/2 mile south of West 31st Street South. It's zoned SF20 and is undeveloped. The purpose of the vacation is to allow construction of a concrete wall. There are additional easements on the property, however, these will not be affected by the request. There are no public utilities in the vacation area, and all public works, stormwater, have no objections, nor do any of the franchise utilities. Staff did receive public comment after the staff report was mailed out, and that has been, should be in front of you. And with that, I will stand for any questions.
Okay, any questions for staff? Any questions? I guess I hear none. Thank you. Will the applicant or agent come forward, please? Mr. Higgins, give us your name and address, and
Larry Higgins.
you'll have 10 minutes.
I won't need that. My name's Larry Higgins. I'm representing DSI Properties located at 3919 South West Street. I have never tried to do this before, so quite new to it. I'm here to try to answer any question that you might have.
I'm sorry, I was looking at another paper. What did you ask, Larry?
I asked if you had any questions.
Oh, I do not have any questions. Does anyone else have any questions from the agent?
Seen this.
Yeah, I've got that right here. Have you seen the letter from the one of the homeowners down there that's?
No, I was not aware anybody responded. I didn't believe anybody responded.
We do have a letter.
Okay.
Is the person that wrote this letter, are they here?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I saw.
Oh.
So you're done, I guess. We have no questions for you.
Okay, if I could ask you some questions.
Sure.
There was an item 3 that asked about a legal description for the vacated portion to be submitted before it goes to the Board of County Commissioners. Is the legal description that's on the first page not fitting, or does it need to be changed?
Philip Ziebenbergen with planning staff. That's just a standard comment we have in there. The legal description you provided is sufficient, so you're good.
Okay. Then the last thing I'd like to ask when we originally were taught, in looking at the map that you have provided here, at the far south end, there's a 40-foot easement right here along this hedgerow. Okay, in that easement, there is a culvert that was established there, and I was told when I started this development I need to remove that culvert. I did not remove it, but I did it out of ignorance more than I definitely was not trying to be out of compliance. The farmer that farms the land over here was using this 40-foot easement to get his equipment in and out. And if I would have taken that culvert out, he had no way of doing it. Now, the other part that I'm having question is I really hadn't planned on extending that fence all the way through that easement as I think as it's drawn or the way it shows there. I had planned on leaving that. I mean, because I felt like that was it would stop that from being an easement. I'm open to doing whatever what you want me to do. I gladly will remove that culvert now because the farmer is using 35th Street to get access to his field now. So anyway, just want to make a comment.
Public Works will have a comment, I'm sure.
This is Daniel Schramm with Sedgwick County Public Works. So that easement was requested to be removed. As you can see on your vacation exhibit that you have pulled up there, it's in an area of complete access control, which simply means no driveways or entrances are allowed there. So it does need to be removed. And especially if it's not being utilized anymore, we don't want it to become something that kind of gets grandfathered in or anything like that.
So you would prefer a fence to go all the way then?
The fencing option is up to you. The culvert and the driveway itself are the things that need to be removed.
Okay, so it needs to be removed.
Yep.
Okay, very good. I'll get that done.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak?
Yes.
Please come to the podium, state your name and address, and you'll have 3 minutes.
I heard there was a secret.
My name is Kelly Arrowsmith. I'm speaking for Nancy Taylor. My address is 17215 West, 125th North, Sedgwick, Kansas. Nancy lives on the property exactly south of this development. The reason I'm speaking today is because apparently you did not get the questions, and I apologize for that. They were mailed in a timely manner to these people, and I don't know why you didn't get them, and I apologize for that. The first problem we have with this, and I'm speaking for Nancy because she didn't feel comfortable speaking, is your fence that you're proposing to put in goes exactly with your survey. Your survey stakes go over Nancy's line, Nancy's fence that she has. That fence was established 67 years ago. According to Kansas fence law, any fence that's in existence over 15 years stands. So that fence cannot extend over Nancy's fence. That fence has been established for too long. So your fence will have to decrease back and not include into that fence. That fence is a rural fence. Her fence is rural property. So that fence cannot extend over her fence line. Some of her questions that she asked is your concrete fence. Well, this concrete fence of yours that extends over into an easement, will this block her line of sight to 135th Street? She was concerned about her safety being able to pull out of her driveway. Excuse me.
Could you,
Also, would this fence have lighting?
could you
Excuse
point
me?
out her driveway with the mouse, please?
Her driveway would be right here.
Still running, and I think I need
Okay,
This is her house. This is her driveway.
okay, thank you.
Okay? Now, if your fence has lighting on it, are you going to make sure that that lighting is correct to where that she wouldn't be staring into the light when she turns north? We talked about the southern boundary of her fence. You're showing it right here. It's going over her fence line. You cannot put over her fence line and you cannot take out her trees. They've been established for 67 years. She was born and raised on this property. These trees have been here for that whole time, and you cannot take those trees out. And again, this is according to Kansas ag law, which also to go against this, you're going to have to cope with the Kansas statutes annotated. Also, when you do this, you've got to make sure that you've worked with the drainage, with the snow, and with the water removal. This fence here actually contains Nancy's dogs. And when she has her dogs in here, we need to make sure that the snow and that the mud does not interfere to where the dogs can get out. All the time while you've been building in here, your builders have allowed trash to build up, and Nancy's been going and making sure that the trash is removed. Your builders have not done so.
Ma'am, your time is up.
Yes, it is.
I can give you
You have
one
not provided him with these questions, and I request that you provide him with these questions
And
and that he sends answers to them.
We'll get to that, okay?
Thank you.
I'll give you one more minute if you want.
Okay, the other one is that she needs to make sure that there's safety, that the snow and mud does not build up, and that her dogs do not escape. If you would make sure that this happens, we would really be appreciative of that. Also, I would like for you to meet with Nancy and discuss further operations with your building, if you would, please. Thank you.
You're welcome. Philip, is it legal to let the applicant read this since he has not seen it? Can we take time out and let him read it or not?
Yeah, I'm getting a nod from legal. I don't know why not. Sam, did you have an extra copy, or we've got an extra copy over here?
I just respond to her. Okay. So after he reads this, we'll give him a chance to respond.
Well, my lack of experience is going to really show up now. So I can answer the first question the answer is no. Will this fence block my line of sight? No. If you look at the drawing of her, the one where it shows her house.
There you go.
Okay, if you look there, there's how much room. See that there's 2 vehicles parked there. So there's plenty of room for her when she pulls out to be able to, her line of sight to see. I think there were 65 feet, if I'm not mistaken, from the center, from the road over to the fence is 65 feet the way we're asking for it to be, which is far more. If you look all the way down to 135th Street, it's further than most. And I felt, well, the fence will not have lighting on it, at least definitely not. It might have at the opening of the development, which is on 35th, which would be a block away. And I hadn't really thought about that, about lighting. I hadn't planned on it so far. When she talks about the southern boundary of this fence, again, I'm not an expert on this. I did know that when they put the survey up, that her fence intruded on our property. I don't know who should have established that and when or what. I'm fairly easy to get along with. I had no plans to do anything with their fence. I was going to ask the people just to leave it there. It's not a problem to me. But I think it would, all the people that were living there backed up to it would probably be, they're the ones that own the property to it now, because I'd say there's only 4 lots directly tied to it, and 3 of those are already sold. And 2 of them already have houses, and the other one's going to be built in this next year. Monitoring the fence, well, as far as what she's saying about the trash, I don't know. I, as a developer, I can tell you at times I get very frustrated myself with the construction trash. But I do know I spend a lot of time driving around picking up trash. If I missed your fence, I apologize to you, because the last thing I'd want to do is be a bad neighbor. The snow buildup runoff, I don't. Okay. Like I told you before, I can stop that fence at any point you tell me to. It doesn't. I was willing to stop at the 40 feet. But,
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I think we're back to the commission here. Yeah, Commissioner Johnson.
Sedgwick County Public Works, if that culvert is used for farm equipment to move in or to farm, you still want that removed?
It should be removed. I believe there's now going to be this fence or this wall across it anyway. And he mentioned earlier the farmer is now accessing the field from another location further to the north, I believe. So it's not being utilized.
Thank you.
Okay. I will make a motion that we approve this per staff comments, and would also like to include that Mr. Higgins get with the presenter or the actual lady that lives in the residence and work things out. And I believe it can be worked out and still be workable. That's my motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Zimbelman and Commissioner Zimbelman and a second by Commissioner Williams-Bay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. What do we have to, number 8? Vacation request 2025-35. A vacation request in the city to vacate 33 square feet of a street side building setback to construct a building addition. It's located at 8003 East Kellogg Drive. Who is giving the staff report? We're ready for staff report.
Samuel Dietz, presenting planner. Vacation 2025-00035 is a request to vacate approximately a 33 square foot portion of a street side setback. The property is generally located on the southeast corner of South Rock Road and East Kellogg Drive. It is addressed as 8003 East Kellogg Drive and zoned LC Limited Commercial within CUP DP-22. The building setback is shown on the CUP drawing, which will require a CUP adjustment, and this has been submitted by the applicant. The purpose of the request is to allow a proposed building addition with a drive-up ATM, and the proposed setback is approximately 32 feet greater than the 10-foot setback that would otherwise be required by the Unified Zoning Code. There are no public utilities in the vacation area, nor do any franchise utilities have any lines or equipment. Therefore, there have been no objections noted for this vacation request. With that, I will stand for any questions.
Questions for staff? Advisory board comments? Okay, thank you. Have the agent come forward, please. You'll have 10 minutes. Please state your name and address.
Good morning. My name is Jennifer Smith with Collier's Engineering and Design. I think I win the prize for traveling the furthest today. My address is 7050 West Saginaw Highway in Lansing, Michigan. I think the planner covered it pretty well. It's currently in a vacant portion of the building. It was a mattress store, and our client is interested in taking over the space, improving the area, adding a sidewalk to existing sidewalk along the road, and then also that entails 33 square feet into the setback for a drive-up ATM. Are there any questions?
Questions for the agent? Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone from the public who would like to speak on this? Seeing none, bring it back to the commission.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve per staff comment.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Klontz, second by Commissioner Williams-Bay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes. Item number 9, a vacation 2025-36. This is a vacation request in the city to vacate a 15-foot interior building setback to allow for the development of a new building on the property. This is located at 7271 East 37th Street North. Can we have the staff report, please?
Good morning, Samuel Dietz, presenting planner. Vacation 2025-00036 is a request to vacate adjacent 15-foot interior side setbacks on lots 1 and 2 within the within the parcel number 104 edition. This property is generally located on the south side of East 37th Street North and 1/3 of a mile west of North Rock Road. It is zoned LC Limited Commercial with CUP DP-122. The setbacks are shown on the face of this CUP drawing, which will require a CUP adjustment. The parcels are owned by the same applicant, and the purpose of the request is to allow for the development of a new building. There are no public utilities, nor any franchise utility lines or equipment. Therefore, no objections have been noted. With that, I'll stand for any questions.
Okay, questions for staff? Advisory board members? Okay, thank you. Have the agent come forward, name and address. You have 10 minutes.
Chris Rose with Baughman Company, agent for the applicant, 315 Ellis, Wichita, Kansas, 67211. The applicant does agree with staff comments, and I'll happy to stand for any questions or answer any questions. Or
Okay, is there any questions from anybody? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone from the public would like to speak for this, on this? Okay, I'll make a motion, we approve this per staff comments.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Zimmelman, second by Commissioner Johnson. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Pass, 6-0.
Check. Number 9.
I think we have one more vacation request. 2025-37. Vacation request in the city to vacate 2 portions of a platted complete access control and a utility easement on the property. This is East 21st Street North and North 159th Street East. Can we have a staff report?
Samuel Dietz, presenting planner. Vacation 2025-00037 is a request to vacate a 20.55-foot portion of complete access control along East 21st Street North and a 5.7-foot portion of complete access control along North 159th Street East. In addition, the applicant proposes to vacate a 20-foot by 20-foot utility easement located in the northeast corner. This is within Lot 3, Block A of the Monarch Landing Commercial Edition. It is zoned LC Limited Commercial with CUP DP-303 and is undeveloped. The easement and complete access controls are shown on the face of the CUP drawing, which will require a CUP adjustment. The purpose of the vacation is to allow for access to parcel 3 that will match a lot split. It will not affect existing easements. The proposed complete access control will not create any new access points, but rather expand existing access points to 30 feet each. There are no public utilities, nor any lines or equipment from franchise utilities. Therefore, no objections have been noted. Traffic engineering does approve as long as the type of opening will remain the same, with right in, right out only onto 21st Street and full movement onto 159th Street. With that, I'll stand for any questions.
Okay, questions from staff, for the staff. Advisory board comments. Yes. Public Works.
Daniel Tran with Sedgwick County Public Works. We don't have any comments on here, but I would note that the right-of-way is not yet incorporated into the city of Wichita, but I'll defer to the city of Wichita. They do maintain 21st Street, even though it is not annexed.
Okay. Other questions? All right. Call on the agent again, 10 minutes. Name and address.
Chris Rose with Boffman Company, 315 Ellis, Wichita, Kansas, 67211. The applicant does agree with staff comments, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay. Any questions for the agent?
You're spot on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone from the public wish to speak on this? Okay. Bring it back to commission.
Move to approve for staff comments.
17.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Johnson, second by Commissioner Klontz. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? 6-0. That completes the main agenda. I know we have a couple of people in the audience that would like to speak some on the consent agenda stuff. So shall we open that up? Scott?
Sure.
Do you have any comments before we open that up?
I do. If we could take 10-1 and 10-2 together. Last time at the last subdivision committee meeting, the updates that I provided were that Greg had gone through and updated the checklist. And thank you, Greg, very much for doing that, especially since you were on vacation. You got that done ahead of time, so thank you. And so we did those updates. I don't believe that we've heard any additional comments on those as of yet. The other thing that Greg did was he sent out a survey or started asking folks whether they would like to receive a paper or an electronic version of the plats. And so, Greg, I don't know if you could provide just a quick update on where we are on the responses that you've received.
Yes. Greg Sharon, planning staff. As Scott noted, I did send out email to everyone, so you should have gotten it, a request for whether you want paper copies, as is currently now the process, or if you could just prefer PDF. I've heard through most people but there are still a few that I haven't heard of. So if you haven't replied, please reply, and I'll probably send out another email to those who I haven't heard back from to give me a reply. But as it stands right now, we now require or request 32 copies, paper copies. And I think from the responses I've gotten back, only like 5 request a paper copy. So we should be able to reduce that if the policy changes. So.
And I would add to that, sir, that when I tally up the ones that have not replied and the people who have replied that they do want paper, if all of those wanted paper, we would still be around a dozen copies, so around 12 paper copies.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope. Like I said, if you haven't replied, please reply. Like I said, I'll probably send out an email to those who haven't recommend or suggested they reply.
Okay. Is there anyone from the public? Are you ready for the public? Anyone from the public want to speak? Tyler, West, you want to speak? You're good? Okay. Any other business before the committee?
We did have an item on here, 10.3, which is the drainage plan compliance discussion. I'm not really certain if there's an update on that one.
Yeah, first I'll just say that yesterday at the BOCC meeting, Board of County Commissioners meeting, they did amend or revise the stormwater regulations in the unincorporated Sedgwick County. That won't affect you too much, but it will affect developers and the review of that. So we are going to be matching what the city of Wichita requires in all unincorporated areas of the county. That was originally done back when the stormwater regulations were adopted, I think in 2010, and then in 2016, they were curtailed just to the areas that were absolutely necessary. And then yesterday, they took it back up to the standards that the city of Wichita has. So that's just a quick note on that one. As far as drainage plan compliance, we've had a few issues with drainage plans not actually being implemented out in the county, with maybe owners not fully knowing what was required of them on the drainage plans. So we have been working with legal, and we are going to start requesting some guarantees similar to what we do for streets to make sure that those improvements go in, because we have missed some drainage crossings that were not installed. We've missed entire ponds that were not installed on sites. And so it's something that we need to address. And so we're going to take some action to make sure that we get all those required improvements included.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? We're adjourned.
Record.